What's up guys, Knife Jim here, back with another Scarlet Violet video. Today we've got the first Scarlet Violet tournament, and it's a Nino Bros Poke Tour. So go check them out. I'll leave their Twitter link in the description and their YouTube, and you can join these tournaments. Let's go ahead and look at the top 8. I looked at all these players' Twitters. I'll also link those in the description down below. We only have one rental code and no pace, unfortunately. I really was hoping we would find more rental codes from all these players, but it's okay. We've got the a top 8 Evelyn. We have the top 8 rental code, so shout out to Evelyn. So in first place we have Feed Campo VGC. I'm botching these names, I always do. Fade Campo VGC. Anyway, we've got an interesting little team here, playing two of the really powerful synergies that we've seen highlighted in Scarlet Violet so far. We have Chien Pao Dragonite and Fluttermane Chi-Yu. These are some of the most OP things in the format right now. Both of them are taking advantage of the very, very powerful ancient legendaries, Chien Pao and Chi-Yu, that just lower the special defense and regular physical defense of all other Pokemon, making your hyper aggro strategies here with either of those Pokemon really, really viable. We also have a Gyarados and an Amoonguss here on the team. Amoonguss, I mean, obviously, like, Amoonguss is just Amoonguss, right? It's very powerful. 3 out of top 4 we're using Amoonguss. It has one of the highest usage stats in the Pikalytics analytics currently, and it's probably going to stay that way for a while. We also have Gyarados here, and that's the one that I'm like, okay, who knows what it's going to do, right? It could Terra Ground, Earthquake, right? It could have Moxie, it could have Intimidate, it could be many different things, and unfortunately we don't have like the set and stuff for it. But seeing Gyarados here at 3 out of the top 4 as well, we're seeing multiple Amoonguss and Gyarados. I'm not saying that's a core of any sort, but they are next to each other. They're both there, which is interesting. We've got a nice little Fire Water Grass core there with the Chi-Yu and the Rotom on Joe's team, and then the Volcarona on Ray's team. So, solid core. Maybe it's Intimidate. Maybe it's just like an Intimidate, Life Orb damage dealing guy that has Intimidate. Maybe it's Intimidate Wakanberry. Maybe it's Terra, right? The first place, congrats to Feed. Congrats to Fade. In second place, we have Joe UX9. This is a player that you guys probably know. He does a lot of content. He's a great coach. Go check him out. Joe UX9, he has a pretty cool team here. It's using King Gambit. Other than that, it's all, Pokemon that were from Gen 8 and before. We have things like the Rotom Heat, Gyarados, Amoonguss, Grimmsnarl, Garchomp. Pretty cool team. We have, assumedly, you like that? That was a dumb word. That I said, but we have Garchomp and Rotom, and those Pokemon work together pretty well sometimes. You have Earthquake on the Garchomp, and the Rotom is going with Levitate, and you have the Discharge on the Rotom, not affecting the Garchomp. So that's always been a pretty cool little thing that you can do here with any kind of Rotom and Garchomp, and we assume maybe it's Terra, right? But when I went over to his Twitter, we did see that it said Water Terra King Gambit goes crazy. Water Terra. What exactly is King Gambit doing Water Terra? I don't know, but Joe said it's good, so I'm gonna say it's good. We got Grimmsnarl in here doing screens. We got the cool Garchomp Rotom synergy. We got another Gyarados and Amoonguss. Pretty cool team. Love to see King Gambit. I hope we see some more of that in the meta, because that's an interesting Pokemon. He says it's slept on. I trust it. Next we have Ray VGC. Ray. Top 4. Really cool team. You got a Tyranitar. That's awesome. You got a Fluttermane, no Chi-Yu. You got a Volcarona as well, not the Iron Moth. We have Volcarona. Pretty cool. We love to see it. We've also got the Amoonguss Gyarados that we've seen on all 3 out of 3 teams so far, and Iron Hands. So a pretty cool team overall. Could definitely work under Trick Room, but I don't think there's really a Trick Room setter on here. I guess we do have Fluttermane, could have Trick Room as a good viable mix-up here. Volcarona didn't get Trick Room, right? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe Dragon Dance Gyarados here with the Amoonguss. Maybe that's what's going on. Dragon Dance Amoonguss. Maybe that's what's going on these 3 teams. But really cool team. We see Volcarona. We see Iron Hands. Maybe even like a Terra Rock of some sort on one of those other Pokemon to take the advantage of that Sandstorm further. That would be cool. I don't know if that's good, but it'd be cool. Next in top 4, we have Dread Mambo, and this team's pretty cool. We got a Gargonicle with the Tyranitar, which is really, really interesting. You have the Gargonicle instantly taking advantage of that Sandstorm as a rock Pokemon, and that's really cool. We also just see Gargonicle in general, which I think is really cool. We also see another Volcarona here, which is really cool. And of course, Chien-Pao Dragonite, which is a very, very, very powerful duo. We see it here, 3 out of top 8. We're using it today, which makes sense. It's very, very good. And yeah, and an Arcanine. Arcanine's good. In top 8, we have Evelyn. This is the rental code that we do have. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up on the screen here. There it is. Top right corner, DT7H39. But the Evelyn's team is awesome. It has, it's featuring the Chi-Yu Fluttermane. It's also featuring the Dragonite Chien-Pao, of course. And then we have Iron Bundle here. That is a good form of speed control with fast Icy Wind user. It also can take advantage of that Chi-Yu, making, you know, heaps of damage. You have Freeze Dry probably, and Hydro Pump probably. The Iron Bundle has the booster energy, and Fluttermane has the Life Orb. That makes sense. And love seeing the Dragonite Chien-Pao doing so well. 3 out of top 8. Really good showing. First place as well, which is crazy. 2 in top 4. Really good. The next top 8 player, Giso. We have a Cerulege. That's cool. That's the first time we've seen that really in this competitive circuit so far in all of VGC. I really have not seen people using Cerulege. Its signature move is really good. We also do have a Fluttermane for going the Chi-Yu. We don't need the Chi-Yu every time, you know? We don't always need the Chi-Yu. And then we have Tyranitar, Grimmsnarl, Rotom, Wash, and Arcanine. So a pretty well-rounded team. Once again, only bringing a couple new Pokemon, actually 2. That's a pretty good amount of new Pokemon, I'd say, on here. So really cool team. Love seeing Cerulege. I'm really curious at how good Cerulege is. I'm also curious if these Tyranitars are terastallizing away from its typing for that 4 times fighting weakness. We have things like Chien-Pao with Sacred Sword all over the place. I mean, all over the place. 4 out of top 8. That's a 50%. That's a lot. Next, we have Saltos, Pavlos. We've got a really cool Expanding Force Armor Rouge team with the Indeedee setup. Really cool. Love to see it. We also have a Chien-Pao here. What's Chien-Pao doing? Sylveon and Fluttermane are both special attackers. Do we have an Arcanine that's physically attacking? Chien-Pao could just be on its own. It doesn't always have to be paired with another physical attacker, but it probably is, right? It probably is usually. So yeah, really cool team. I love seeing the Armor Rouge and Indeedee. This is something that I really want to explore some more in the format. I think it's really good. Expanding Force is really strong. Next, in 8th place, in top 8, it's just top 8. We have Jarshal. First, Roaring Moon, which is a really cool thing. A second King Gambit, another King Gambit. I wonder if these are similar sets. I wonder if they're completely different. They're probably Defiant. Joe said Water Terra. King Gambit, Rotom Wash, Amoonguss, Arcanine, and Fluttermane. So, like I said, you know, at the very beginning on the top returning Pokemon, I was talking about this Amoonguss, Rotom Wash, Arcanine core being probably a very frequent core. Water, Fire, Grass cores are just very prominent in the VGC scene, especially early VGC when, you know, you're really just trying to get the basics down on your team and you want to just plop down good Pokemon like that. You have Arcanine, Rotom Wash, and Amoonguss, all very good Pokemon on their own, all synergize well together because of the typing. You have Trick Room counters, you have counters to physical attackers, you have setup with Nasty Plot potentially, and it's just a good bulky backbone as well. All those Pokemon can be built pretty bulky. Is really good. But we have Roaring Moon here, which is probably setting up Tailwind. I would think so. You have Fluttermane that's just doing huge heaps of damage. So you have 2 different, like, really powerful physical attack and special attacking threats. So you can bring one of those bulky Pokemon and probably King Gambit, right? Because, I mean, King Gambit's on the team for a reason, right? It's gotta be. So that's it. That's top 8. Shout out to all these players. Congrats to all these players. You know, Pokebros Tours. Go follow them on Twitter. All the links are going to be in the description. There's going to be a lot of links in the description. Just get used to it, okay? It's going to happen. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. A lot of stuff to come for the channel. Get subscribed. Trying to get to 10K this year. It's a lofty goal, but you should subscribe. Bye.